Shannon, if the Warriors win the finals, is Steph a done deal? Just check the box when it comes to MVP?
Man, they giving this. Steph can go have another game like he has last night.
Are you sure about that?
Skip, you've heard the reporter say.
Seriously, could he go 0 for 9 again?
I regret Steph Curry not getting the Finals MVP. They're not messing this one up, Skip.
Okay.
He's gonna win this award, and I get it. Steph played bad last night, but this notion that the Finals.
By the way, I didn't think he played a bad game because his floor game was
he had 8 assists.
I know. Go ahead.
His shot was just off last night.
Right.
And that's the mark of a good team. Superstar shots off. The others find a way to win the ball game for you, Skip. But this notion, he's averaging 31 points a game in the series, shooting 47% from the floor, 42% from three. I think all of those stats are better than what he shot this year from that distance from the floor and from the three-point line. And Clay and Wiggins are both averaging about 18. So he's 13 points clear of those, and he's averaging more assists. He's averaging more rebounds than Clay. What Andrew Wiggins is having a great series rebounding the basketball, Skip. But the mere fact he says that, well, it might be Clay or it might be Wiggins lets you know the only choice is Steph Curry. And this notion that a Finals MVP has to play great every game, that's not true. Skip, in Game 3, the Lakers won, in which Michael Jordan shot 11 of 28. Game 2 against the Sonics in 96, he shot 9 of 22. They won. In Game 6, the closeout game, he was 5 of 19. They won. In Game 7, you remember Celtics against the Lakers? Celtics and the Lakers? Mm-hmm. Kobe was 6 of 24 in Game 7. So Finals MVP has had bad shooting games and still been able to overcome that and win Finals MVP. All the game showed me last night was, damn, Steph Curry human. He's really not a machine. Although we've seen him, now we don't know if that was Skip where we made 102 consecutive threes. I don't know if that was cinematography or, CG, but
I do find that hard to believe.
Hard to believe. Yeah. But we've seen him, Skip, in warm-ups with the TV broadcast, make 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row, and it's like he's just out there shooting free throws. So we know how great he is. He just proved last night he's human shooting the basketball. Considering what he did the other night when you thought he was a machine, he's human. But there's no question in my mind, Steph Curry's going to be, if they win this series, Steph Curry's going to be the Finals MVP.
Okay, I preface my remarks by telling you I'm going to root for Steph to win this MVP because I do like to see all-time greatness validated.
Yeah.
There is no way he belongs in the top 10 all time. But just as the greatest shooter ever, the greatest three-point shooter ever, just by points scored, just on sheer makes, I would like to see him finally get his first MVP. I fought for him on ESPN for days on end to be the first pick in the draft. And everybody there, starting with my friend Chris Broussard, we went back and forth. We used to do all kinds of outside the line shows where we would battle about Blake versus Steph. And nobody liked Steph except me. So I do have history where I went on record. I just loved him at Davidson. Right. I thought he was a rare commodity because people were saying, well, he's not a point guard. I said, do you watch him dribble? He already had the handles.
Yeah, and to be able to get that shot off, you got to have handles.
You got to have, because he can create his own with quickness of foot and hand.
Right.
Just get dancing, as you say. Okay, given all the above, if he suffers a meltdown the way he did in the last 3 games of 2016 when they were up 3-1 with 2 at home, just like now, we still have a lot of basketball left to be played because I believe it is going to go 7. You think it's going to go 7. Right. You're not real confident in that. But I just don't think the Celtics are going to lose a Game 6 at home despite closeout Clay.
Well, Skip, to your point, if he suffers a meltdown like he did in 2016,
you think
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown going to win the Finals MVP.
My point is, you brought them up. I believe Clay is going to have a big game in Game 6. What if he did and the Celtics prevailed? What if this whole bizarro series that we're seeing, what if he comes back and makes 8 threes in the Game 7? Let's say he does and they pull it out and he makes the last second shot. Well, I think there'd be a groundswell of support for, wait a second, maybe it was Clay's series that we saw in the last 3 games. Maybe he took over the last 3, even though they didn't win that one.
I'll give it to you like this, Skip. I think the thing is, and you and I agree, Tom Brady could have easily won the MVP in a lot of games. in the Super Bowl MVP. But because he had already had him, Deion Branch was okay. And Julian Edelman. Had Tom Brady not had one, Julian Edelman's not getting Super Bowl MVP, Skip. He's not. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, okay,
and then so now we're talking about a historically great player. And what's the only check that's on his resume, that box that hadn't been checked? Finals MVP. He's been an All-NBA player. He's been an MVP. He's been an All-Star Game MVP.
I told you the other day, the media is rooting for him. The media desperately wants to award him his first.
And you even said, Skip, you said, you know what? I like to see all-time great players.
Validated. Just validate it, because he's proven it through regular seasons and through many rounds of the playoffs. He has been clearly all-time great.
Yes.
Which brings me to Andrew Wiggins. He is starting to take on the Iggy role that we saw in 2015. It's eerily similar that all of a sudden his defense is turning the series around, because he's starting to do a number on Jason Tatum that a lot of people thought, even beyond you, had already arrived as a superstar, because we saw the big salvo in whatever game it was against
Game 6, Milwaukee.
Yeah, Game
46.
6. Was it 47?
46, 47. Well, yeah. Because he outdo Giannis, because I think Giannis had like 44 and 20.
Okay, so everybody was on the verge there, and all of a sudden Andrew Wiggins says, not on my watch.
Right.
Well, you have to credit him for slowly but surely turning the series around on both ends, because he did it offensively, led them in scoring last night. That's never happened, where he led them in both scoring and rebounding. He hasn't been much of a rebounder in his career, and I don't know why. But remember, he has some history here, because at Minnesota he averaged 24 one year. Right. So he can score, and so there's potential for him to continue rise and shine here, where if he has big games 6 and 7, I think he could get in the conversation if Steph continues to go south.
Right. Well, Steph's going to probably need to have another game or two like he had last night, and Wiggins is going to need to have another game or two like he had last night. And if you get game 6, well, hey, if Clay over the next 2 games, Skip, he makes 16, 19 threes, well, all bets are off. Now you're talking about a guy that just made 8 threes, and then he followed up with another 9 threes, and they win a game 7 in their building, then all bets are off. But I don't predict Steph to have another bad shooting game as bad as he had. Now, although, Skip, I don't expect him to get another 43 like he had in game 4, but I think somewhere in the middle. He's averaging 30, so if he gets another 30-point ball game, or he closes out, they win game 7, and he has 2 30-point ball games, it's going to be Steph.
Okay, well, obviously, if that happens, you're right. Quick note on Andrew Wiggins. I tried to tell you after the closeout game against Memphis, the game 6. Remember, the guy who took the game over in the fourth quarter was Andrew Wiggins, and that's when I first said, whoa, wait a second, because I looked this up this morning. Game 6 started the fourth quarter. He goes, made a 3, then made a 2, then made a 3, then made another 3. So that's 3. That's 11 straight points that he scored to open the fourth quarter before Steph went along for the ride. Steph finally made his first 3 to put them up 6, and then they just blew it open from there. But there's no Ja, right? Okay, so they didn't.
But Skip, if you think about it, he's probably in a different role now, because now he's like, in Minnesota, he was first to second option with Karl Anthony Towns. And now it's Steph. Even once Clay got back, they're looking for Clay. But I like what he did last night, Skip. He said, you know what? Man, damn, this 3 ball ain't falling. Let me go to the cup. You know what? I'll get to the cup. I'll lay it up. I'll dunk it. Ain't no fence up here where I can't drive the ball to the basket.
Yeah, he was asked after the game in one of the interviews I saw, what was the difference? He said, I attacked the rim.
Thank you.
Okay, we did.
Simple.
And he's highly capable.
Oh, he's very athletic, Skip. He got great elevation. He's posterized a lot of guys in the playoff that we've seen. And the thing is, like I said, Skip, he's gaining more and more confidence. I think, you're the number 1 overall pick, and Skip, before you even get the uniform, they've already traded. Said, nah, we don't want you. And then Minnesota, they're like, nah, we good. We don't want you either. So, Skip, that doesn't lie. I mean, you're the number 1 overall pick, and you've already on your 3rd team. And so, and now he's found a home, because they're like, can they win with Andrew Wiggins? Can you win a title with Andrew Wiggins? Go to State and say, give him to us. We'll show you how to use it.
Okay. I talked to so many NFL scouts and GM types before his draft, after his year at Kansas.
NBA.
And people didn't love his motor.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't run.
I can see that, Skip.
Right.
I can see that.
Is it really? Is he that guy? Does he care that much?
Right.
Is his passion that high? They are pushing the right buttons in Golden State, and they're good at this. That coaching staff, that whole executive staff, they're good at pushing buttons.
You know what, Skip? When I said, you know what, they might be onto something, he didn't want to get the vaccine.
No.
In order for us to win a championship, you're going to have to get that vaccine, bruh.
Yep.
So he said, you know what? I'm going to put maybe my personal beliefs, because at the end of the day, I do play a team sport.
Yep.
And it's all about winning.
Yep.
And everybody else has done it. So I need to show them that I bought in also. And
There we
one
go.
went away.
Okay, I'm going to say these stats one last time about Steph so far in the fourth quarters of this finals. He's 7 of 20, which is 35%. He's 1 of 7 from 3. He's made 1 3-point shot in the fourth quarters that he has played, which is 4 out of 5 games.
Right.
1 out of 7, that's 14%. I need a showcase fourth quarter, and it would be fitting for his career to end with some validation. I need one big signature fourth quarter where you say, there it was. We've seen the thirds.
Yes.
We've seen
He's been great.
couple.
All the third quarter, with the
really
exception of
3
one.
of them, right?
With the exception of one,
Yeah.
he's been great in the third. Last night, he didn't play very well overall.
But we've seen 15s and 14s,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay, so I give you that, but I need him to bring one home where you say, aha, there it is. I remember that. Something memorable in the fourth quarter where you say, he did that.
Well, if he plays member in the fourth quarter, Self's not overcoming that. Because he can get hot from three. He can make 5 or 6 threes on you in the third quarter. The fourth quarter, he can easily
can
go.
he?
Oh, yeah. He can go get 20, 25 points in the quarter, Skip.
Shannon, he's 1 of 7 in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
It's just not good enough yet. Yet. I got to see it.
Boston, don't y'all listen to Skip and think that man cold and leave him alone. Okay.
Well, you don't want to leave him alone. And Marcus Smart is roughing him up, man.
Yeah.
He's making it hard on him. That's the beauty of Marcus Smart. Unfortunately, there are 2 ends to the floor.
Exactly. He's making it hard on himself with 2 assists.
2 assists. Lord have mercy. Here we go.
Guys, Draymond is predicting Steph will be, quote, livid for Game 6. We'll
livid.
find out on Thursday, won't we?
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.